Hey guys, Coach Jeremiah. Hey guys, this video is sponsored by Kreiner Insurance.
With Kreiner Insurance, feel better about tomorrow. Use Kreiner Insurance for all your insurance needs. Good afternoon, it's Coach Aaron with Coach Jeremiah, and today we are talking about tryouts. Man, springtime already. Can you believe the season's over?
It feels weird, doesn't it? It's
does.
like, you know, coming into the rink today and it's like, wow, like, this is it.
Yeah, and it was 8 months long. I mean, it's longer because due to COVID, and still, I can't believe it's over.
It doesn't feel real.
And we had a awesome, at the score level, we had a fantastic year. We had a really good ending. We didn't get to the championship like we wanted to, but we played a great team.
Yeah.
Goaltender just stole it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's a good goaltender, and we still finished first in the league for the regular season, and we were number 1 seed in the playoffs. So I mean,
what more can you ask?
I mean,
yeah.
The kids at the beginning of the year, did we expect to be that,
No.
competitive?
No. Nope,
So,
we did not. So they worked their butts off and worked hard. So special shout out to the Crawford County Flames squirt team. I'm very proud of you. I can't wait to see what you guys do next year. And those kids moving up to Pee Wee, those second-year Pee Wees, they're going to notice you're there. I promise you that. So let's talk a little bit about this upcoming week. What do we got going on?
Yeah, we have some pre-tryout camps.
Yeah.
It's 4 days for both the squirt and the Pee Wees. I think it's 5:15 to 6:15 for the squirts and 6:30 to 7:30 for the Pee Wees. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It's all right. He's had a long week.
Yeah. It's Friday.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to be focusing on some skills, some skating. We're actually going to be going over some of the drills that we're going to be doing in the tryout itself, just to get those kids kind of ready for it. We're going to be talking a little bit about strategy and getting used to what happens during a tryout. I think a lot of these kids don't know a lot about what happens at a tryout, especially at the squirt and Pee Wee level. You're going to a new coach. You might not know what's going on. We're here to talk a little bit about what do you expect. So Monday they're going to be coming in. We're going to be doing some skating, and then you got less than a week. So what should they be preparing themselves for?
Well, especially because Coach Billy's going to come help with the Pee Wees too, and he's going to coach Pee Wees next year, and we're coaching the squirts. This upcoming week is setting the culture for next year too. So listening to your coach, listening to the things that they're harping on, and then really honing in on those, and kind of like us for the squirts. I'm sure with Billy too, it's skating. Like, yes. We're big skaters. Like, we, everything we do is through skating. You can't play hockey unless you skate. So being ready to push yourself and be outside of your comfort zone, especially new team, you're already out of it, and then pushing yourself even further on the ice. Just trying to get better so that by the time you get to try, you can really actually impress us.
Right. And I think it's all about mannerisms, right? Monday's about mannerisms. You're looking how your coach reacts to certain things. And the same thing is what the coaches are going to be doing. They're going to be looking at you and going, okay, that person does this and this person does that. I got to watch for that. They might make a note. You should be doing the same thing while you're out there. All right, coach notices me doing this. Coach doesn't notice me doing that. He's talking a lot about skating, so I need to skate hard. He's talking more about stick handling. Okay, I need to go home and I need to work on that a little bit more because he does care about stick handling more. It's about a two-way street, knowing what the coach wants and what the coach wants out of you.
And, trial's a trial, and that's where the decisions are made, but the pre-trial, we see who's showing up. We see how they're showing up,
Sure.
So it's essentially an extended tryout, realistically. I mean, as much as you try to not make it that, it is. So just come in trying to get better is the big thing for me, at least.
Sure,
so.
Especially those U8s coming up to the first-year squirts. They're getting used to playing full ice.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't come to a pre-tryout camp and then all of a sudden, boom, you're on the full ice sheet, it can get a little intimidating. So getting that comfortability, I think, goes a long way as well. So if you're the U8, strongly suggest, even if you're not from Crawford County, if you're from outside, get to some sort of pre-tryout camp so that you can get used to the full ice.
Yep.
So Tuesday's going to come along, Wednesday's going to come along, Thursday's coming along. You're going to have 2 days before the trial. What do you expect in the last 48 hours?
Well, probably multiple things, probably each day the intensity is gonna be kicked up. So I mean, Monday, it's the first day. We understand, the season just ended,
Sure.
and it's getting used to us. The second day, you're a little bit more used to us. You're back on the ice. It's time to kick it up, so on and so forth. So each day probably the intensity is gonna, or hopefully,
Oh, sure.
should
Absolutely will.
get higher and higher. Other than that, I mean, what do you?
I say last 48 hours, very important. Lots of water,
Oh yes.
lots of sleep, lots of food.
Actually, I do have a thing that I've been harping on. Like, I just had the Bantams last week, and nobody brought water out to the bench. And to me, that says you don't care.
Yep.
Honestly, I mean,
Or you're not going to work hard because
Yeah.
you don't need it.
yeah, exactly. And we're huge on drinking water. It's super important. Your body needs it.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
You need to replenish your, sweat.
And when you're going,
So-
100% all the time, you have to, when you take a break, if you don't need water, that's telling me that you're not going as hard as you can.
Mhm.
Because I know as an athlete that when I go as hard as I can, I know I need a second.
Yeah.
Breathe, catch my breath, refocus, and get a drink of water. Even if it's just to get something in my mouth.
Mm.
You need something because you will get caught in mouth, and it doesn't look good because it just doesn't show the coach that you're ready to play. You're ready to go. So we're not all superhuman. You don't have to be a tough guy when it comes to things like that. We want you to replenish water. We want you to have Gatorade. We want you to eat food because that shows us that you're fueled up and rested and ready to go. So I think those are super important.
Yeah.
What about the morning of your tryout?
Morning of, you're going to be nervous.
Yeah.
So trying to get those nerves out even before you get on the ice is probably pretty important. When I was trying out for teams, I would, get up early in the morning, try to run it out so
Yeah.
that by the time I get on the ice, I'm not jittery. I mean, you're still going to have those nerves and jitters, but you want to try to minimize them on the ice so
Yeah.
that the coach can see your full potential
I
instead of
100% agree with you. 100% agree. I think getting up early, getting to the rink early, because I think if you show up last minute and you're rushing, now you're even more nervous.
Mhm.
If you get to the rink, you're talking to a few of your buddies, or maybe it's the coach, maybe you want to just pop in and say hi to him first or her. It can make a world of difference. It can calm you just depending on what they say or how they look at you, or a handshake, a head nod, a fist bump. It'll make you feel a little bit better and relax you a little bit more. So make sure you eat breakfast or lunch or dinner, whatever your tryout is. Make sure you eat before. A lot of carbs.
yeah.
Carbs.
And if a lot of kids are having their parents drive them, harp your parents. Don't be late. I mean, we get it. You can't drive, so we understand it's but
Yep.
just
Tell them.
get on your parents. Say, hey, I can't be late. I don't want to. I got to get rid of these nerves, or it's all in vain. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, what about right before you're ready to step on the ice? Is there any? Were there any rituals or anything that you did?
That I did personally. I had a lot of weird ones, and a lot of them were kind of actually stolen from pros because I just always watching and reading about pro hockey players and
Sure.
like trying to emulate what they were doing. So like getting dressed the same way, or like always put my left side on before my right side, or like throwing a tennis ball against the wall and catching it with the opposite
Trying to
hand.
think of something else other than the tryout.
Exactly. Yeah. just-
Keeping your mind off the negative and keeping it on the positive.
Yeah, and on that note, being in the now
Yes.
instead of thinking about, oh, what if I don't make it?
Well, that's where I was going.
Um,
I always think of, I always put my head down and, whether it was at the door or whether it was in the locker room, and said, okay, I'm going to do this first. Because the moment is now. It's not what if in 3 days.
Yeah.
I can't look at what it's going to look like on Monday. I need to look what it's going to look like in the next 10 minutes. And then I'll look at the next 10 minutes. And then I'll look at the next 10 minutes. And really focusing on, how do I succeed in the next 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Not how do I succeed in 3 days, because that's impossible to know what the future is.
Or saying, oh, if today doesn't really matter because at the last day of tryout I can save all my energy and be the best player there.
Yes.
Doesn't matter to us. We want to see your now.
And what do they say? They say the first 5 minutes that you meet somebody is a lasting impression.
Yep.
So, whatever I see you do in the first 5 minutes of that practice can make or break how I choose, depending if there's 2 players at the same level, who came out on fire and who finished up on fire.
Yep.
So that's just a little bit about, you know, the mindset of going into a tryout. Hopefully that helped you kind of calm some nerves. We're not out to get you. We're out to make sure that, you know, you get the best quality tryout that you can, so you get the most looks. And, you know, I would say most coaches, if you don't make a team, most coaches will try to help you find a team. So if you don't make it, don't get discouraged. Use it as a building block, a tool to motivate yourself and get on another team. Or if you don't know of any other teams, please talk to a coach. They'll try and find you a team. I don't think any coach out there is against you playing on.
Yeah,
you know,
most coaches want the best for you.
I agree.
So.
Even if they're not coaching you. So for Coach Jeremiah and Coach Aaron, we will talk to you guys soon.